Do you know how...
The problem is that none of my clothes fit me, so if you put your hands in your pockets, your pants come down.
All of us together would go down to Washington and we would stone Henry Hyde to death! We would stone him to death!
Alec Baldwin has built a career on both brilliance and controversy, with each headline pulling us deeper into the chaos. From shocking humor to moments of real-life tragedy, his controversies have shocked the world. One of Baldwin's earliest controversies was during a Saturday Night Live sketch in 1994. Baldwin played a predatory scoutmaster, making uncomfortable advances toward Adam Sandler's childlike Canteen Boy character.
Canteen Boy, would you, rub some bug repellent on my chest?
The humor hinged on awkward innuendo, and many viewers were outraged by the implications of child molestation.
You're very funny, Canteen Boy. Make me laugh some more.
Actually, I left my joke book over in the tent. How about I go get it?
Do you know how...
Although the show clarified that Canteen Boy was an adult, the sketch ignited a firestorm of criticism from advocacy groups, particularly those sensitive to issues of child abuse.
Problem solved.
Your problem solved, but I think my problem's just beginning. What the hell is that?
As Baldwin's penchant for edgy comedy continued, it would soon resurface in a much more playful, yet equally controversial sketch about holiday treats. In one of his most famous SNL sketches, Baldwin played Pete Schwey, a bakery owner promoting his holiday delicacy, Schwey Balls. The joke, laden with double entendres, featured an oblivious NPR-style interview that made light of suggestive phrases.
Tell us about your balls, Pete.
Would you like to see my balls now?
Yeah.
Whip them out.
Whip 'em, baby. You have some beautiful balls.
They're bigger than I expected.
Though it became fans' favorite, not everyone was amused. Some conservative groups labeled the sketch inappropriate, while others celebrated it as a classic example of SNL's irreverent humor.
Can I touch your balls?
Go ahead, but be careful, they're very delicate.
I can't wait to get my mouth around this ball.
Do whatever you want to them, ladies. My balls are here for your pleasure.
As Baldwin's comic chops soared, it wasn't long before he crossed into darker territory with a joke that blurred the lines between satire and shock. In 1998, Baldwin made an incendiary joke on Late Night with Conan O'Brien while discussing the impeachment of President Bill Clinton. Baldwin suggested that if this were another country, people would stone Henry Hyde to death and go to the homes of Republican leaders to kill their whole family.
If we were in other countries, we would all of us together would go down to Washington and we would stone Henry Hyde to death! Shut up! No, shut up! I'm not finished! We would stone Henry Hyde to death, then we'd go to their homes and we'd kill their wives and their children! We'd kill their families!
Although it was meant as a joke, the extreme language caused outrage. Baldwin later apologized, but the remark left a lasting stain. Baldwin's words would haunt him, but the next chapter of his life saw a personal moment become public, shaking his image once again. One of Baldwin's most infamous personal controversies came in 2007, when a voicemail he left for his 11-year-old daughter, Ireland, was leaked to the public. In the message, Baldwin was heard scolding Ireland after she missed a scheduled phone call.
I'm leaving this message with you to tell you, you have insulted me for the last time. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old, or that you're a child, or that your mother is a thoughtless pain in the ass. You have humiliated me for the last time with this phone. And when I come out there next week, I'm going to fly out there for the day.
Friday, the 20th, to meet with me. So I'm going to let you know just how I feel about what a rude little pig you really are. You are a rude, thoughtless little pig, okay?
The voicemail was widely condemned, and Baldwin was forced to issue a public apology. As the storm around his personal life settled, Baldwin found himself in yet another crossfire, this time with his words crossing international borders. In 2009, Baldwin appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman and joked about ordering a Filipino mail-order bride.
I would love to have more kids. Yeah, I think about getting a Filipino mail-order bride at this point. I mean,
Can you do that?
I'm 51.
Get one for me for later.
While it delivered with his signature dry humor, the remark was met with immediate backlash, particularly from the Filipino community, who found the joke offensive and disrespectful. Baldwin's knack for controversy wasn't limited to interviews. This time, it would take to the skies, leading to an incident that he would later mock on national TV. In 2011, Baldwin was removed from an American Airlines flight for refusing to stop playing a game on his phone. Rather than staying silent, Baldwin addressed the incident on SNL's Weekend Update segment, playing the pilot who kicked him off the flight and sarcastically apologizing to himself.
And on behalf of everyone at American Airlines, issue an apology to Mr. Alec Baldwin. Mr. Baldwin is an American treasure. And I am ashamed at the way he was treated. I mean, what harm would it do to let him keep playing his game?
Baldwin wasn't just making headlines on television. His next scandal involved an unexpected stunt that left audiences in disbelief. In June 2012, Alec Baldwin appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman following an incident where he was accused of punching a photographer outside the New York City Marriage License Bureau. During the interview, Baldwin denied the allegations, and in an attempt to shift the conversation, he deliberately dropped his pants to show off his recent weight loss.
I didn't want to change the subject there, Paul. You were talking about swimsuit season, correct? And for me, I've noticed I've been trying to diet. I lost so much weight that... No, but I want to say, the problem is that none of my clothes fit me. So if you put your hands in your pockets, your pants come down. You can tell.
Not what I was expecting.
While Baldwin's antics were often lighthearted, his return to SNL in 2016 had more serious political undertones, sparking a different kind of uproar. In 2016, Baldwin's impersonation of then-presidential candidate Donald Trump on SNL became one of his most talked about roles. The exaggerated portrayal drew both praise and scorn depending on political allegiances.
I am so excited to live in the White House. I'm even going to have a little pet, like all the presidents do. Bill Clinton had socks, Barack Obama had Bo, and I'll have Paul Ryan. I mean, I'm not gay, but I cannot wait to give it to that man for 4 years.
Trump himself publicly criticized Baldwin's impression, calling it biased and unwatchable. The sketch became a cultural lightning rod, with some seeing Baldwin's portrayal as sharp satire, while others felt it crossed into mockery.
I've turned over all my businesses to my two sons, Beavis and Butthead. They're here today. Can we get a shot of them? Look at those two little American psychos. You can tell they're good businessmen because how slick back their hair is.
As Baldwin's Trump persona dominated the airwaves, a much darker chapter was about to unfold, one that would forever affect Baldwin's public image. The tragic 2021 shooting on the set of Rust, which resulted in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins, led to one of Baldwin's most difficult times. In an emotional interview with George Stephanopoulos, Baldwin claimed he didn't pull the trigger, sparking further controversy.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never. That was the training that I had. You don't point a gun at me and pull the trigger. Never take a gun and go click, 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 because even though it's incremental, you damage the firing pin on the gun if you do that. Don't do that.
Critics questioned the timing of the interview, and legal experts warned that his statements could be used against him.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle. That's exactly what happened.